Hey guys, okay, if I had a scope yesterday for the first time. My name is Krista once again, for those of you who missed it, from the island of Trinidad, well, as you will know, to Trinidad and Tobago. Yesterday I spoke about determining your hair porosity. I had my model with me. She's not here today, unfortunately. And we determined her hair type, well, her hair porosity, okay? Because in order to purchase products and take care of your hair properly, you need to know your hair porosity, okay? It narrows down a lot for you. So basically yesterday we used the flow test and we determined her hair porosity, which we figured out was medium, okay? Using the flow test, you take a few strands of clean hair. The hair must not have any oils on it. It cannot be dirty because it will alter the results that would not be beneficial for you in any way, okay? So your hair needs to be clean. Her hair was washed before we did the test, and okay, there's low porosity, medium porosity, high porosity. Low porosity, if your hair floats within 2 to 4 minutes, it's low. Medium, your hair hovers around and then sinks. That's medium type hair or normal hair. And then high, it sinks immediately. Okay, so she has medium type porosity here, which she was very excited about because it's not a lot of maintenance with that type of hair. It retains moisture well. Okay, so just to go back and touch on what porosity is, with porosity basically is your hair's ability to retain moisture, okay, to absorb it and retain it. Okay, so now that we know that, what porosity means, right? I touched on medium, as her hair was medium. That's the one I focused on yesterday. For those of you that missed it, the video is on YouTube, right? It's Love Your Hair by Krista. You can check it out and you'll get the information. Yesterday I spoke about the products that you could use for medium type porosity hair. Okay, so with low porosity hair, your cuticle is closed and laying flat, so it's making it difficult for moisture to enter into the hair and keep it moisturized. Okay, so as I said, with the flow test which we did, the hair will float. Okay, so that's how you determine that you've got low porosity hair. So with low porosity hair, when you're doing deep conditions, you could use minimum heat. Okay, not too much heat when you're doing your deep conditioning treatments. And you can use products. It's best to use products with water listed as your first 3 ingredients. If it's not listed as your first 3, it's not for you. If it's listed as the first 3, that's the product that you need to use. Okay, and humectants, example glycerin and honey, if it's listed in the ingredients, you can use products like that. When you want to seal the hair, you don't want to be too heavy on thick products, right? So instead you can opt for avocado butters, mango butters, any mixed whip butters, and you can try light oils like grapeseed oil, almond oil, etc. Okay, so those products will work well with low porosity hair. It will help the hair to retain the moisture that it needs. Okay, well, medium porosity, as I said, I touched on that yesterday, but just to give you a little information today again on it, you could use light liquid based conditioners, right? Leave-in conditioners, so like hair milks, light creams, like that. Water can also be one of the top 3 ingredients in the products that you're going to use, and to seal you can use like mango butter, aloe vera butter, and like avocado oil, coconut oil, those kinds of products, okay, would be best for your hair. With high porosity now, high porosity. This is where the moisture gets into the hair, but it leaves it just as quickly. So the problem with high porosity hair, right, is retaining the moisture, right? That's the problem with high porosity hair. Okay, so with high porosity, your challenge will be locking in that moisture, keeping it moisturized, right? So you need to use products with low or no humectants in it, right? Especially for climates where the humidity, where it's really, really high, right? In Trinidad, we've got high humidity a lot. So, you'd like to avoid those products, with humectants. You could try for low or none at all, right? So because you want to avoid frizzing, and for the naturalistas out there that love to do twist outs and they bantu knots and all those things, you don't want that your hair flops or frizzes out like 2 hours into a day, 3 hours into a day, right? So you want to close the hair cuticle. That is your aim, right? So you could use butters with high fat content such as shea butter, cocoa butter. You can also use like whipped shea and cocoa butter mixed, right? With oils, of course, like Jamaican black castor oil. That's a very popular oil. We use it a lot here. You can find it anywhere in any store apart from hair stores, right? It's really, really famous. We also have castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil. You can use those oils as well for high porosity hair. Okay, so with high porosity hair, you really, really need to take care of your hair. Porosity is usually genetic, but it is affected a lot by the use of heat, chemical processing, and the environmental factors. Okay, can change the porosity of your hair. So if you've got medium or normal type porosity, if you keep applying heat to your hair, you're coloring your hair, you're not taking care of your hair porosity can change. Okay, so you can do deep condition treatments with protein in it. This is for medium type porosity hair. After all of that you're doing to the hair, after a while it's going to start to affect the hair. So you would like to ever so often do deep conditions with protein in it. But on a daily basis, you don't need products with protein. Okay? So that's just a hint for the medium porosity hair types. On a last note, a very, very important factor to note is we need to remember that it's not necessarily the specific brand of product that you use, okay? But the characteristics that are in your hair and the ingredients of the product. So ladies and gents, we need to learn. If we aren't doing it already, we need to start observing, reading, looking at the ingredients in the products that we are purchasing. Okay, also important, your process of application and the amount of products that you are using in your hair. All of these factors can make a big difference. Okay, so we all want fabulous hair. So knowing your porosity, narrowing on the products that you need to use instead of going all willy-nilly, purchasing all types of products, trying out all sorts of things. Just do the test, determine your hair porosity, and you'll be fine. Then you can decide what type of products what brand of products you want to use when you determine your type, your porosity type. Okay, so it's not as if all the persons new to this, maybe you're transitioning, or you just did the big chop and you're a little confused about what to do, what products to use. Yeah, do the test. It will determine and it will help you narrow down what you need to use for your hair. Okay, so for those who are watching the replay, don't forget the hearts, okay? And those watching on YouTube, you could subscribe to my channel, and you can put your comments, or if you have any questions, and I'll respond to it. But thank you very much for taking the time to look at this video, very short video, okay? And you guys have a great evening. Goodbye from Trinidad.